We got a bunch of information today about MultiVersus, so it's time to speculate a little bit about the villains that we can expect in Season 1 of the relaunch. So in case you guys somehow missed it, we did have a new cinematic trailer drop today, officially revealing both Jason and Agent Smith for the game. And this was kind of expected because Jason was kind of leaked a little bit ahead of time, so a lot of people were kind of expecting Jason today. And I have to say, his design looks really clean in my opinion, and Agent Smith, just another little character on top of that we can expect to get later on as the season progresses. Now right off the bat, one of the things that many people notice right here is that the villains kind of spawn in next to Joker, and you do see that there are 4 slots next to the characters that we can actually see. And this is hinting towards the fact that we are going to be getting 4 more villains added to the game throughout this Season 1. And it has been pretty much confirmed that Season 1 will be kind of themed around villains, and we did get a look at this kind of with the PvE mode about the horror category and things like that. So we're getting lots of villains for Season 1, and I think that might be what we're pretty much only getting as villains. And I think it pretty much confirms that the roster that we saw from the video the other day that came out is going to be the base roster, and we're going to get the rest of the characters later on throughout the season. And that would mean that Joker is going to be a launch character, that means Banana Guard is a launch character, and that would mean that Jason is a launch character. So I'm guessing we're going to get Agent Smith and the 4 other villains throughout the season. Now I almost made a video about this screenshot right here last night, but I kind of figured, you know what, if Jason gets announced, then he gets announced anyways. But today we did get the cinematic trailer, which featured Jason obviously, but we didn't get to see any in-game footage of Jason. Now that being said, we did get this image right here kind of floating around online last night, and it pretty much kind of confirms that this is actually from the game because the cinematic trailer matched this exact design of Jason. So this is kind of our first look right here of Jason in game, and I think it's honestly really cool that they made him, you know, this design right here, because I feel like we don't have a lot of heavies right now in MultiVersus. It's kind of hard to fit in heavies sometimes. Right now we have obviously Iron Giant, that's like the main one that we have, so it's cool to see another like bigger character in the game. And as far as Agent Smith goes, I think this is a cool addition as well. I've never watched The Matrix personally, but I know a lot of people are a fan of the series, and a lot of people are excited about this right here, and I think it could be a really cool character. Again, I think it's really cool to be bringing in characters from all sorts of universes just to get everybody excited. With that being said, if we are to get 4 more villains throughout this season, who exactly can we expect? The character that I think is going to be added for sure this season is going to be the Wicked Witch, and from the trailer today, you know, we saw lots of little Easter eggs. I know a lot of people have made videos about all the different Easter eggs throughout the trailer, but one of the Easter eggs we do see is the broom from the Wicked Witch. And again, this is one of those characters that was on that original leak from years ago, you know, that was rumored to be added to the game. So I don't see any reason for them to not add the Wicked Witch. It's not really like a character that people necessarily want to see added to the game, but it could be still, you know, a cool addition to the game. It's just one of those staple characters, and it just makes the most sense, honestly. I think the next most likely character to be added is the one right next to the Wicked Witch, and that is Beetlejuice. This is again one of those characters that was rumored a long time ago, found in the data mines, all that kind of stuff. And you know, it's kind of more so a matter of when are we going to get them rather than if we're going to get them. And even recently, back in March, the voice actor of Bugs Bunny and Marvin made a post kind of promoting MultiVersus, and they used the sound from Beetlejuice. So, you know, it's like little dots that you can connect to kind of like, you know, lead to the conclusion that Beetlejuice will be added. And yeah, I just think it's a character that they're going to add for sure. And the last villain that's like kind of a given to be added at some point, in my opinion, is Poison Ivy, which is a DC villain. And this makes sense for a lot of reasons. Again, another rumored character from the leak a long time ago. It would also add another female character to the roster, which right now there's not a whole lot of. And we already have a ton of DC characters, and it seems like DC is kind of that main franchise in the game, so it just makes the most sense to be added. So I think for sure out of the Wicked Witch and Beetlejuice and Poison Ivy, I would say at least 2 of those are going to be added. And that's based off of just kind of everything that we know so far. Now another character that I could really see being added would be the Ice King from Adventure Time. It seems like Adventure Time is a series that they really want to add stuff from. You know, obviously we got Banana Guard, which nobody expected. A lot of people want all kinds of characters from Adventure Time, and Ice King just makes a lot of sense. It could be another heavyweight villain, and honestly there's so much you could do with his moveset. I just really think this would be a cool character. I don't know if we're going to get him right away in this season though, considering we just got another Adventure Time character with Banana Guard, but I definitely think at some point we're going to get Ice King added to the game. Another very famous villain that could be added would be Mojo Jojo, and this is one that I think is a little bit less likely, even though I think this would be one of the best villains to be added. We keep seeing like little teasers and hints for the stage Townsville in the game, and we do see Mojo Jojo like flying around in the background. We also see him on the clock tower at different points, and it really seems like these characters are going to be part of the stage rather than be like their own separate characters. But I don't think that really like eliminates them as possibilities for characters, because we've seen it in other games where like stage hazards can kind of be added later on as characters. One example being Ridley back in Smash 4 being a stage hazard and later on becoming his own character. And then even with a stage like Dreamland in Smash, you see DDD flying around in the background, but he's his own character in the game. So I don't think it fully eliminates Mojo Jojo as a possibility, but I do think that it's a little bit unlikely that we're going to see him. This is another one that would be a real big shocker in my opinion, but I think would be really cool, and that is Pennywise from It. And like I said, we're bound to get a couple characters that we kind of already know about, but we're also bound to get some characters that nobody really expects, and this could definitely be one of them. If you've ever watched the movie It, you know a lot can happen with Pennywise, and he would be a really cool character added to the game. And the last honorable mention that I don't think will happen whatsoever would be the Coyote from Looney Tunes being added. Again, Looney Tunes, big franchise, makes sense to have a lot of characters from that game. But I mean, we did just get Marvin the Martian. However, in the trailer they just released, he was considered a hero, so hey, who knows, maybe we'll get a villain from Looney Tunes. Either way, I am super excited, and I know you guys are too, because that trailer today was pretty hype. It revealed a lot of stuff that we knew and a lot of stuff that we didn't know, so I think one thing for sure that we can look forward to is a lot of content with Season 1. And it's interesting that we're starting off with the villains first. It kind of shows us that each season's gonna have its own theme. So maybe one season will be like superheroes, one villains, one cartoonish characters, you know, we just don't really know yet. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on today's trailer and what villain you want to see added to the game next. And again, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've got one more week until the game drops. I could not be more excited, and I'm really looking forward to playing the game again. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will catch you all in the next one.